spreading their activity throughout the emerging and established markets.
Europe and the U.S. market has surprised many by its great performance. So, I'm not surprised that the money is flowing towards those markets which are rising. That's not to say the Russian market won't rise in the future. It's just that this time, again, the first, second quarter, it's kind of a pause.
So Russia is not an exception, as an increasing number of market players choose to put their money in a variety of locations. And the ongoing flurry of successful initial public offerings shows there is no lack of foreign interest in Russian stocks. Madina Kochnova, Russia Today.
As Russia gears up to accede to the World Trade Organization, the country's shoe producers are bracing themselves for competition so intense that it might put many of them out of business. Natasha Shanyetskaya has the details.
To meet the WTO requirements, Russia will slash import tariffs for shoes by 50% over the next 4 years, abolishing them altogether for some categories of footwear. It's bad news for local manufacturers. They currently have about 1/8 of the market. Of the 400 million pairs sold in Russia annually, about 50 million are produced domestically. Just over 100 million are official imports. The rest are gray, imported by a third party. Industry insiders say that once Russia becomes a WTO member, most local footwear makers will die out. The survivors will move production to China, India, or elsewhere.
Fairy tale character Cinderella might have highlighted the importance of a proper fit, but Russian shoe manufacturers say high-quality, locally produced shoes are a matter of not only national pride, but also national security.
Andrey, the head of the country's biggest footwear company, Ralf, says Russia cannot afford to lose this sector.
Russia would be taking some serious risks because all of a sudden all of the shoes would be produced in one part of the world, and that would spell dependence on the geopolitical situation there, not to mention that such monopoly would allow their local manufacturers to boost prices.
But economists believe there are plenty of reasons to cheer, as trade liberalization has upsides for Russia's shoe producers.
The benefit of trade liberalization, accordingly, that we do see with regard to this sector is that there are very significant increases in productivity. And with regard to this industry specifically, last year, according to the Ministry of Economic Development and Trade, the increase in productivity was close to 20%, and this is one of the highest readings throughout all of Russia's industry.
Shoemakers hope consumers who prefer European quality shoes would choose Russian brands over those from China. And Ralf Berezhnoy says letting local producers die would have far-reaching economic consequences.
Shoe manufacturing employs many of those people who don't have highly competitive skills. We provide jobs for them. Where will they go once we leave?
It may seem that Russian streets are notoriously tough on footwear, especially when you're ankle-deep in snow for half a year. But for shoe manufacturers, wherever they're based, these same streets might as well be paved with gold. Natasha Shanyetskaya, Russia Today.
Finally,